everyone. Similarly to the video about the pre-op appointment, I know what footage I have, so I'm just going to talk about the things that go in between all the things, and I'll put them into the video. Good morning, everyone. We are headed to the airport. Going through TSA in Fresno is always an adventure. There was a major halt in security when we were there. Turns out I was not the only thing holding up the line. There was definitely the halt for me and my wheelchair and my braces and my medical liquids and everything to go through security. But then the police show up. As we pass by, we hear them talking to a guy. Apparently he had a fully loaded magazine in his suitcase and he just forgot about it. Airport vlog. Zeus is now filling up our waters at the water filler, and I took a picture of her during TSA because she got picked to have a personal pat down again. Traveling out of the Fresno airport, because it's so small, we interact with the same people time and time again. So as we were walking up to the gate, the lady was like, "Hi, I remember you." We're loaded on the plane. Zeus was vlogging while they were trying to get her help. Right now we're up here, and then they're gonna bring everybody else up. See, here come the people.
I thought she wanted me to
going up the ramp.
You know?
And then our stuff is there, and there's Wobbly getting ready to get on the plane. We went through Los Angeles this time. Zeus and I were upgraded, so we were in the row right in front of the second set of bathrooms. Those seats actually recline a bit further than the regular seats. His chair was one row behind us, but since the bathrooms are right there, they don't have a row of seats in front of them. The flight attendant's foldy seat is right there facing them, but they only really sit in the foldy seat during takeoff and landing. So if you ever are in need of extra legroom, use that row. On the flight between Los Angeles and Dulles, there was a girl in the row next to us who started painting her nail. We didn't think that anybody would do that on a plane, so we start smelling this odor. And then Zeus spotted the girl and she was like, "Excuse me, can you not do that?" People are actually really nice about allergies on a plane. We have never had somebody get mad at us or even at all rude about asking them to refrain from eating or doing something. We do bring little fun-sized bags of M&Ms. Most of the time the people do it willingly without us being like, "We'll give you some candy if you don't cause me a major allergic reaction." When we arrived in Virginia, it was still light out. When we went in May, it was late when we got there. The other times that we've gone, it's been the winter. We're here, we're off of the plane and going to the baggage, and then we're going to the rental car, and then we'll finally be going to the hotel. It's about 10 p.m. So we'll get to the hotel probably at like 11. This time we didn't have the limo service pick us up like we did when we went for surgeries in December and March. We had the limo service pick us up because Wes had me and both large suitcases and my wheelchair trying to get to the rental car place. With all of that mess, would have been a nightmare. The bus from the terminal part of the airport to the rental car part was much better than the experience that we had in May. The first bus driver that we got there told us to wait for the next bus because his ramp was broken. Valid reason for asking us to wait. I've had other experiences with bus drivers who are like, "Yeah, no, I don't have time for this, wait for the next bus." Here we are in the rental car. It is almost 11 now. Nolan called us like right when we got off the plane, but then we went into the train, so then we were underground and it wasn't working, and then we FaceTimed them when we were inside the bus, but now we will FaceTime them when we get to the hotel. This rental car company's rental cars do not smell like an insane amount of fragrance. This is Budget Avis. Their rental cars, at least the ones that we have tried, do not smell nearly as fragrant as everybody else.
These are actually pretty unscented.
We got to the hotel when it was dark. We didn't hear any of the cicadas because the cicadas sleep during the nighttime. So we had no idea about the cicadas when we arrived. We saw all these dead bugs on the ground and I was like, that's kind of gross. Why are there so many of them? And why are they so big? But we didn't know what we were gonna be waking up to. Masks are back on because we're at the hotel. And Zeus has never been here with us. She really only remembers the hospital because when she came with us is when she had the infected port, so she was kind of just sleeping the first few days, and then we went to the hospital for a CT for me, and then she went to the emergency room, and then that day she had her port taken out. We MacGyvered together another hotel sleeping setup for me. The Staybridge has bar stools. We set one as if it was a railing, and then we laid the other one down next to me. Then we used some of the couch pillows and most of the pillows from the hotel room and a mountain for me to lean back. Good morning, everyone. We're at the hotel still. It's definitely not the morning anymore, even though I just got out of bed. We're going to the grocery store.
It's actually 2 o'clock, tell them.
And I don't know if I'm gonna take you guys with us.
No, we need to because I want them to hear the cicadas. Les went out this morning and there's cicadas all over. If you look out the window, you see them like flying. One or two here or there, but he said
I don't
the sound
do
is deafening.
bugs. I don't do the little bugs that we have. We have like mosquitoes and...
June bugs are the biggest thing we get. So like right now at home, they'll be coming out literally in June. And look at the macaroons. Some of them made it, some of them didn't.
Rest in peace, macaroon dust.
So I guess on the
The
trip.
lone survivor. This one is perfect on the bottom and the top, and everybody else got squished.
What the?
This sound is the cicadas.
They're
What?
all in the trees.
Isn't that crazy?
Did you take a picture of the cicada last
This
night?
is like scary sounds. We traveled on Saturday, so then Sunday was the day that we went to the grocery store, and I don't think we really did much else because we were resting from the traveling the day before, and also resting because the surgery would be happening on Tuesday. On Monday, we did the pre-op appointments in their outpatient building, the same building that I had the rotational CT done in back when we first met my surgeon. Good morning, everyone. We are headed to my pre-op appointment. We haven't even left the hotel room yet, though. That's really, I don't know why I'm shivering so much because it's June. I can't remember if I vlogged at the hospital, but we ended up coming there like 2 hours early because when they called, we thought that they said at 12, but they said at 2, even though the two words don't sound anything alike. We are done with that, and they did a nose swab and a blood work. The nose swab was much more thorough than the one that I had done while he had the virus, because this one actually kind of hurt and it felt like she was swabbing my throat even though she was in my nose. And the blood work went really well. They used the same vein as the lady who did the blood work when I was at home last week, and my old trusty vein is back in working condition. I don't think we met with the pharmacist in person. I know Wes had sent her all the information that she needed already and did the talking about the anesthesia and everything the morning of the surgery. We finished at the hospital so fast that we decided to try to do something a little touristy. We wanted to go to the Museum of Natural History, but they weren't opened yet because they were still closed from the virus. So we looked at some of their outdoor displays and then we just went back to the hotel. That's a humongous bird's nest. I don't know. It looks like it's tied up there, and that's a big something. It looks like a beaver dam. The Museum of Natural History was closed. They're opening up again on June 18th. Our touristing has come to an end. I started having an allergic reaction. Zeus thought it was to the humidity, but I think it's probably a plant because there's a lot of different plants here than at home. And at home, I don't wear my mask as much as I do here. Well, not during non-COVID times. I don't wear my mask at home when we go places because for the most part I know what plants to stay away from. And then I took off my mask and I started getting a rash on my arms and my legs. Luckily it's mostly gone away and my face doesn't itch anymore.